Hello, everybody. We're here today with past President Alan Dunham. I'm going to ask him a few questions so that some of our newer members can get to know him a little bit better. Alan, how long have you been in Rotary?
I think I joined around 74, so that would be like 42 years.
42 years.
Yeah.
Who sponsored you?
Ben Young.
Ben Young,
Yeah,
who's still a member.
Yeah, he's still a member, and I met him working on youth center and some downtown committees, and got along well. And I was new in town, and he kind of took me under his wing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was fun.
What kind of work do you do, or did you do?
Yes, architect came to work in 1970 for an engineer named Jack Hill, and he was starting his firm, and he wanted an architect planner, and we'd worked before on some projects, and so he asked me if I would come and be his architect planner, and I worked for him for like 5 years, and then went on my own and practiced till 2003, and it was a good time. There was lots of building, lots of planning, lots of plan developments at the time, which was sort of my niche, and I worked with a lot of the engineers like John Stuber and some of the other engineers in town, where I was the planner and architect for the buildings.
Very nice. Very nice.
So it was a good time for me.
Yes.
Very good.
And you were here with Roberta, your wife?
I have my wife Roberta, and had 2 children. Craig, who's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania now, and he's sort of following my footsteps in a way. He does consulting for developments and has his own firm there. And our daughter, who we lost last fall, was injured in a pedestrian accident in 4 years ago in Washington, D.C., and never recovered. And she was sort of in the height of her career as a draper, which is a part of the costume area of theater. And she was working for the Washington, D.C. Opera at the time. So she was right at the height of her career when that happened.
Yes.
I got involved with the Hamilton Airfield Museum through SURS, which I is involved with, and they provide us places to meet with some of our activities, which I'm the chairman of, with all the interest groups, and so we have developed a nice relationship with the museum, and I docent out there, so it's kind of one of my other activities.
And Novato Youth Center. When I think of you, I think of the Novato Youth Center.
Been one of the not original board members, but I was on the board, and we're celebrating, I think it's next week, the 40th anniversary. So that's been a lot of fun. I've been an advocate for them, and it's one of those grassroots projects.
So you're wearing blue and gold. You either went to University of Michigan or Cal Berkeley.
Yes, the second. Yeah,
and you met Roberta there.
I re-met Roberta there. I had met her in high school, and we'd gone out once when I was a junior and she was a freshman, and we met in one of my French 1 classes. And then we went our ways, and I was at a basketball game at Berkeley and ran into her again, and I had heard that she was in Santa Barbara and that she was going to transfer back, and so the rest is history. Our fraternity adopted her, and got pinned and engaged, and the day after she graduated, I had a longer course. I had a 5-year course and so we got married the day after she graduated, and then I had a year and a half to go, and we were off and running. After I graduated, our son was born. So we
very good.
We have had a nice life together.
You-
She's definitely a balance for me. She's incredible. Somebody up there was watching over us, watching over me anyway.
But you didn't start out at Cal. You started out in a one-room schoolhouse, I think. Where was that?
My dad and mom met at Cal. She was a nurse and he was in the hospital. Anyway, they lived in Berkeley with cousins in these places. And when Dad finally they graduated and all, they were going to look for a house in East Oakland, and the realtor said, you know, I got a place that you might like. And so over the hill from Oakland and down in this Redwood Canyon, there's a little town called Canyon. And at that time there was a store, a train, and a school, plus a few little houses, kind of like Fairfax. There were like summer houses.
That's in the East Bay?
Yeah, between Oakland and Moraga.
Tell us a little bit about some of the Rotary International trips that you took.
The first one was, as I recall, Barcelona when Ann Wade was president. There was
right.
a whole busload of us that went over there, and that was really nice.
A lot of our newer members have never been to an international conference, and every once in a while it's in LA or Salt Lake City, but when you go to these far-off conferences, tell us the benefit of this travel.
Barcelona is where we were actually stopped late to a meeting where Gorbachev was talking.
Wow.
And so we went in the Hall of Fellowship, and that's where all the different programs have booths. And I was looking at trying to locate some ambassadorial scholars that I had lost track of. And Roberta was out looking around and came across the Peace Fellow program. And there was going to be a Peace Center at Berkeley. The match was made. And so we got involved right from the very beginning, hosting Peace Fellows from Berkeley. And then after that, I continued on being a part of the interview group. And
Yes.
then I was served as the district peace chair for some time, up until a couple years ago. And we have family. We are so blessed. We have Rotary family all over the world.
Yes.
From hosting ambassadorial scholars and hosting Peace Fellows. So when we went to Russia with Daryl and Linda Scott in 2004, we went to 5 or 6 cities in Russia, and we were hosted by folks that had stayed in our house.
Wow.
And our favorite, of course, is Aida, who is here now,
Yes.
that we brought over. And when the district had some extra scholarships, I asked her if she'd like to apply. She did, and she came and got her master's degree from Golden Gate. And her husband came after that was over. They live in the city. In fact, we're having dinner with them tonight.
Excellent.
Yeah, so Rotary is a big part of my life. When I was in Seoul, I followed the year right after Polio Plus, and so I spent my whole year giving out Paul Harris Fellows because David Jones was collecting all this money for Polio Plus. I met someone from the Philippines who was a recipient, and at that time he said, "Oh, it's really great. But you know what? The hardest part is to get the people to come and have the vaccine."
Wow.
And so that has been an integral part of Rotary's involvement, is to have these fairs and to educate the people, and you know, it's like a fair to
Yes,
come.
yes.
It's not just, you know, a bunch of white coats lined up there. It's balloons and everything.
A festival.
It's a festival to come and have your Your drop.
Your drop, yes.
yeah.
Well, very good. Well, thank you very much, Alan. The more senior you are in Rotary, the more history you have to share with us.
Next.
And you may be next.
Thank you.